Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with Bitcoin at number 1, followed by Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, and then we'll end with Polygon, MATIC at number 10. I think today we're going to take a look at the total crypto market caps as well, right? Total 1, total 2, total 3. Let's get straight into it. Bitcoin against, oh wait, hang on. Let's do total first. Total 1, which is a total crypto market cap. Everything encapsulated in a chart. Cryptocurrencies in general. So anyway, for the total crypto market cap, we have two targets, one towards the downside, one towards the upside. Funny, right? This is very funny. We have a 620 billion target and we have a 1.47 trillion target. Very funny. This is very funny. So at this point of time, we are still anticipating 620 billion to be hit. We got this target way back in 2022, 5th of December to be exact. And again, this is a target we just got fresh out of the oven, 1st of May 2023. So we are anticipating the possibility of the total crypto market cap hitting both targets. Very funny, right? I know it's very funny. But if you look at total market caps rise, right? Crypto total market caps rise. This is not exactly what I would consider as a very bullish, right? Let me show you. When things are very, very bullish, right? You get things, movements like this, right? Very, very bullish type of a movement. The whales, you could feel that they are very impatient when they want to push the price higher, right? And this is a real, true, clear, bullish trend, right? Over here, I don't feel the buying pressure coming in to push total higher. I just don't feel the pressure. We are slowly crawling our way up. It's a very slow crawl up, and there's just no acceleration. We're expecting something like this, even for when we fell in March 2020, right? I would still expect us to, the point is, this is just very, very curvy. It feels like it wants to curve back down. It feels like something like this, right? Doesn't mean we can't go any higher. We could do something like hit 1.47 trillion and then come back down and then go back up. A double bottom of sorts. Again, we're still not entirely sure. I also am not really that confident in calling this an inverse head and shoulders. It's still an inverse head and shoulders chart pattern wise, right? It's still an inverse head and shoulders, but I don't know if this is a real true reversal, right? Over here, way back in, again, 2019 December, we got an inverse head and shoulders, right? We actually did blast off, but eventually we did fall as well. So I suspect something like this could happen as well, right? We could go higher and then there could be a fast fall before we hit higher. Something like that, I can't say for sure, right? But the history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So we could do something like this as well. Up slowly, and then a slap towards the downside, slap. And after that, bull season starts, right? Bull season starts. Something like this could happen as well, right? The only thing is that we're not entirely sure, so we have to take things one step at a time, right? We anticipate the possibility of things heading higher towards 1.47 trillion. Anyway, over here, there's already a mountain over here. I don't know if you're going to be getting a descending triangle, right? Descending triangles are bearish chart patterns, and we could reverse back down, or we could get maybe a head and shoulders over here, and we could, head towards the support, which would probably coincide with the skinny pink line over here. Maybe, yes, no, again, we're still not entirely sure. So yeah, that's total for you, right? Total 2 is everything minus Bitcoin. Looks roughly the same, right? We are in some sort of a accumulation, consolidation, right? There is a clear resistance and support over here, and we've been bouncing point here and there. So are we going to see another point towards support and then point back towards the resistance before heading higher, or are we going to continue towards the downside, right? This could be the continuation chart pattern towards 320 billion. Yes? No? Possible? Yes? Right? And this whole thing could become an ascending triangle, right? Value 1, value 2, we get another value over here. I mean, once we see this curve back up, right, above the skinny pink line, then we're going to switch bullish for total 2, which is altcoins in general, minus Bitcoin. And the target is very high at 1.07 trillion. We're only at 591 billion. So this is essentially, right, almost 100%, but it's not. It's about 80%, right, to be exact. Roughly 80%. So once we head towards 1.07 trillion, and I think we're probably going to be taking out the right shoulder over here. So once you take out the right shoulder, you will invalidate this entire bearish thing, and you will invalidate all the bearish targets that we have, which is at 320 billion, right? At this point of time where we are right now, there is still that possibility we could head to 320B, right? And this whole thing could be a 5-wave move towards the downside before we see true recovery for altcoins in general. But again, we're still not entirely sure either one is going to happen, but again, we're going to take things one step at a time, right? Total 3. So if you look at total 3, again, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, hit. We're going to get a right shoulder over here. Break higher towards 604B. Yes, no? Not too sure. We have another target again at 222 billion. So we could still head towards 222B. Right. If we hit 604B and we continue higher, and the moment we go to like 845B, then that's it. We would invalidate this whole thing, right? Again, just look at this mountain over here. The moment we take out the top of the mountain, that's it. It invalidates all the bearishness of the chart pattern, and we will be switching bullish for total 1, 2, 3. But we will be late. We will be late because until this is taken out, until this whole thing is invalidated, right? We will still have that, at the back of our head that there's the possibility of 222B, that the price could still hit higher, lower. The reason, even if just by looking at total 3, crypto market cap, everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, you just look at the rise that has been coming. It's so weak. Yeah. And we've just been hovering at the skinny pink line. So we could still head lower, right? This could be the 5th wave down, right? This whole thing could just be a 4 rising channel, right? And we get another one down. Something like that. It's still entirely possible. So yeah, again, we will know that things are already switching bullish once you break the skinny pink line, and you could just feel it, the buying pressure coming in, right? But I don't feel the buying pressure. I feel like we're curving back down, right? I feel the curve coming. So not really that confident, right? It's like, for example, when things were breaking out of the skinny pink line over here, we were very hard, but the rise has been very weak, right? And eventually, of course, we got an inverse head, head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, yeah, we collapse, right? So again, I don't see the bearish reversal chart pattern yet. You can assume that this could be a head and shoulders maybe. Again, but we're not entirely sure. We're open to the possibility of things heading higher, right? So if the price starts curving back up, we start hitting the resistance line again and again and again and again, then we'll very likely be switching bullish from then on, if we see something like that, right? But again, I still feel the weakness for total 3 at this point of time. 1st of May, today's day is 1st of May. So yeah, I still feel the possibility is there that total 3 could, head towards 222B, right? So there you go. Let's head on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin against USDT. Yeah, so Bitcoin is kind of the lone ranger above the skinny pink line, right? Ethereum's move and all the other coins move isn't really that convincing to me, right? Just by looking at the total crypto market caps in general, you could still feel weakness throughout all the other cryptocurrencies, right? It's only the meme coins that's rising, but yeah, the overall we're still very weak in my opinion. Anyway, there's a very strong support line over here. So again, we might retrace. This is what I would prefer actually. We might retrace towards the support, bounce off of it and continue higher, right? But then again, we don't have any upside targets for Bitcoin. We are just, that there's some resistance at 39K. So we might head towards 39K, but it's not a hard target for us. Anyway, the halving is coming. So in general, we're expecting things to rise higher. We're still open to that possibility of things dropping, right? The last time we had a halving over here, right? About 1 year away in March, there was a big collapse. Of course, now we're already in May. Doesn't mean that we're going to see a big fall as well. So that's like I was saying, we could get a double bottom, right? This will be a very bullish type of move, right? Which means that instead of going in here, We wait for the move to happen first to give us confirmation before we make a move over here. So we don't mind being late, but we just want to see confirmation first, right? We want to have lower risk and higher rewards. Because imagine if you go in here and we really did drop to, let's say, 9K, let's say, just to close the Bitcoin CME gap, right? If this happened, then you'll be very thankful that you didn't make an entry over here, right? I mean, of course, when things like that, you could say, hey, we already knew, you know, we make them, yeah, no. So, yeah, this is still a possibility, right? Again, when will we consider this as no longer a possibility? Take out the right shoulder, right? Bitcoin needs to go above 49,000. The moment Bitcoin goes above 49,000, we are switching bullish. Until then, we are still going to be open to that possibility that something like this could happen, right? We're still open to that possibility. So yeah, but of course, we're already above the skinny pink line. So, you know, we are short-term bullish, medium-term bearish, but long-term bullish. A bit confusing, right? But the point is we're above the skinny pink line, and as long as we're above the skinny pink line, we'll anticipate more bullishness towards the upside, but we will prefer it if we had a chart pattern, because chart patterns will probably mean a consolidation towards more upside. But yeah, things could turn bearish anytime. So yeah, we're being very, very patient. You know, we're keeping our gunpowder dry. Ethereum against BTC. Here we are. Again, Ethereum's targets towards 0.06 and 0.055 still exist at this point of time. It is still not invalidated yet, right? We had a descending triangle over here, right? Yes, there was a rise over here. And yes, we did test the resistance line, right? But yeah, we got slapped down. But of course, things will always turn bullish as well, right? Because this whole thing could be a falling channel completion. A falling channel usually breaks higher. Preceding trend is bullish. The subsequent trend could be more likely than not to be bullish. Of course, nothing is, you know, it's no guarantees and all. But yeah, we still have our targets. We can't say for sure. So we're gonna take things one step at a time, right? Looking at a weekly, yeah, as long as we're above the skinny pink line, we're remaining buyers bullish, right? For the long term on the weekly, right? But we're aware that, you know, things can always drop lower, right? Although they'll be cool as well, because this will be an ABCDE kind of a chart pattern. We break higher for Ethereum BTC, right? Something like that. Can't say for sure, but yeah, still remains a possibility. ETH against USDT. Yeah, again, we're assuming that this is the support line, right? So hit the support line, bounce off of it, consolidate, continue higher, then yes, this will be more likely than not a continuation towards the upside, because we're already above the skinny pink line. So if we did something like this, I would not be surprised as we head towards 3K and then we head towards 3.7, right? Well, the moment we hit 3,007, that's it. We are taking out the tops of the right shoulder. Everything will be considered as invalidated, right? No more bearishness. But again, if that happens, we will be late. We will be late, so we will not be rushing into anything because if you look over here, it's still very weak. It's very weak. Right, it's so weak. So weak. I wish I could tell you that things are, you know, gonna be woo. All right. I wish I could tell you that. Woo. Yeah, but this is so weak. It's so weak. We'll see, right? We'll see. Again, we're still not entirely sure, right? If you look very, very carefully, right? This is actually a potential rising channel, right? And rising channels usually break lower. You see that? Yeah, I'm just showing you from a bullish perspective, but there's also a bearish perspective to it. So yeah, we're gonna have to take things one step at a time, right? BNB against BTC. Okay, BNB BTC is about to break the falling channel, falling wedge. We're very close to breaking it, right? We've already hit it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Once a resistance is hit enough times, eventually it is going to break. So I'm expecting a break to come on for BNB against BTC, right? Yeah, I could feel the buying pressure. But of course, no guarantees yet. I'm expecting a break, but again, I'm not entirely sure what's happening right here. Right? Could this be a head and shoulders? Is there a tricky trick somewhere? Are we being tricked? Is this a bull trap? I don't know. I'm not really sure myself. Right. So, yeah, if I were to make any entries, I would probably put a stop loss at the bottom here. Right. But okay, no guarantees. We're not really out yet. And even if we're out, we could still head lower. But this is a quite a high quality type of falling channel, falling wedge. So yeah, we have to pass through the skinny pink line again though. So there's probably going to be some resistance over here, right? I'm going to assume there will be some resistance before we break higher. So yeah, that's BNB, BTC for you. BNB, USDT, here we are. Yeah, this feels like a squeeze. But of course, it all depends upon BTC. If BTC keeps dropping, obviously BNB is going to continue dropping as well, right? For BNB USDT, we still have two targets over here, 173, 122. So that's what I was saying. If BTC had a sudden fall, very likely it is going to pull BNB's price down together as well. We're probably going to go to sub $200 and potentially even close to $100, right? I don't know if we're going to be heading towards double digits though, but Binance is a very, very strong coin. So it's not impossible, but I don't see the chart pattern yet, right? I mean, of course, if we start reversing back down, hitting the support, right? If we hit it once, we hit it twice, we could hit it for the third time, right? Then if this happens, then more likely than not, we're very likely, more likely than not, we're going to be hitting targets, right? But if we just slowly crawl our way up like a tortoise, then yeah, we could take out this high. After taking out this high, we could be aiming, the whales could be aiming for 460, right? The moment we hit 462 around there, then that's it, right? Again, just like Bitcoin, right? And all the other total crypto market caps, 1, 2, 3. The moment we take out the right shoulder over here, this is not exactly a head and shoulders. This is more like a descending, but the moment we take out this mountain, more likely than not, we are heading higher, right? And if we were to take out this mountain, then yeah, Binance has a very high quality potential inverse head and shoulders in the making, which could take it to 4 digits, right? So 4 digits, I don't know, 1,000. We don't have a target yet. We'll take things one step at a time. I'm still anticipating the possibility of us hitting 173 and 122 at this point of time, right? So again, are we going to be slowly crawling our way up, or are we going to be heading lower? We're not too sure ourselves. So we'll take things one step at a time for BNB. XRP against BTC. This is XRP. Again, this is a higher low. So there are clusters of stop sells over here, which if I were to be the whale, I'll probably consider taking out all the stop sells first, before heading higher. Right, but this is a very nice consolidation, right? If we were to chop this chart pattern into half, we are spending most of our time above the upper line, right, on the upper half. We're spending more time on the upper half compared to the lower half. So you can see that accumulation is happening at the upper half, which is good, which is what we want to see, right? We don't want to see accumulation at the lower half, right? We want to see time being spent close to the resistance rather than time being spent close to the support, right? Because if time is being spent at the support, it means that there is intention to break it. If time is being spent close to the resistance, it means there is intention to break it. The only thing is, how long are we going to consider consolidating? How long are we going to consider, accumulating, right? How many more ping pongs are we going to get? Ping pong. How many more ping pongs? Yeah, we don't know. So again, we have to take things one step at a time for XRP BTC. But we like what we see though on XRP. XRP against USDT doesn't look good. We still have our sub 20 cents target. Right now we're at 46 cents. I know this is still a very long way down, but if you could see this from a bearish perspective, this is a rising channel because it's a higher high, right? And lower highs. It's a rising channel. Rising channels break lower. Yeah, and you can see that this is mountains. If, or again, no guarantees, but if we head towards support again, we're completing a potential big head and shoulders, left shoulder, head. We might get a very small, very mini small right shoulder as we head towards sub 20 cents. It's still entirely possible, I still think that there's a possibility, but at the same time, we're also above the skinny pink line, right? We should be switching to a bullish bias because we're above the skinny pink line, right? And we are slowly correcting It's again, this is very confusing. This could be seen as a falling channel that could break higher, but at the same time, if you look at the overall picture, this is still very bearish to me. It's a very, 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 very bearish chart pattern. So sub 20 cents, in my opinion, at this point of time, is still on the cards. It's still on the cards. So yeah, I'm very interested in buying XRP, but I do not want to buy it too high. I would like to buy it lower if possible. Let's say, I don't know, sub 20 cents or maybe 16 cents, 15 cents. Yeah. Imagine if you got XRP at 15 cents versus at 46 cents, right? You can get 3 times the amount that if you were to buy it at a lower price. But of course, there's no guarantees that we're going to head lower, right? This could already be it, and XRP could be heading higher. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I still feel that this is a very high quality chart pattern. So yeah, it's just that there are a lot of whale shenanigans for XRP so far. At this point of time, right, when we saw this, it was like, hey, this is a head and shoulders. It's a head and shoulders, right? So head and shoulders is a bearish chart pattern. We'll be expecting more downside. Yeah, no. What happened? We rose higher. Whale shenanigans, right? We rose higher. We took out the highs of the right shoulder over here. You're like, what the? Yeah, so you're like, okay, extended head and shoulders, right? Extended. He was like, okay, is this it? You were slowly dropping. Is this it? Right shoulder, we're gonna drop. Nope. We rose higher. We took out everybody's stop buy over here, right? Pang, 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 pang. Everybody who had a stop buy over here got triggered. And then the whales pulled the price lower. Bastards. And so yeah, here we are. Again, there's no guarantees, that we could still hit lower. We could still hit a little bit higher. Take out everybody's stop buy again before pulling lower, right? Again, we're not entirely sure for XRP, so we're watching it very, very closely, right? The top 10 coins, we're always watching it. And yeah, we're very interested for trades, but we need to get the timing right. ADA against BTC, here we are. Again, we like what we see for ADA BTC. We feel like this is a potential wave C in the making, right? And we are, following the skinny pink line. As the skinny pink line comes down, we continue dipping lower and lower and lower and lower. We don't have any clear chart patterns other than the targets over here at 122. I think 1222 here. We got this target some time ago, and we've already hit targets. No more targets towards the downside. Doesn't mean we can't hit any lower, but yeah, we kind of like what we see though. The only question is this the bottom? Are we going to reverse from here, hit higher, or are we going to drop even lower, maybe towards the 786, right? Or drop lower to take out the lows over here? Again, we're not really sure, right? I don't think this is the bottom though. I think there's still another bottom coming, but I can't say for sure. I mean, of course I could be wrong, and this could already be the bottom. I mean, it could be heading higher, but yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure, so I'm not going to force anything, right? Never force a trade. If you're not really sure, yeah, next. Just next the coin. ADA against USDT. Yeah, we're hitting the skinny pink line. But are we going to breaking it? Are we going to be breaking it? Again, we're not really sure, right? For ADA, we noticed that this was something like an ascending triangle. We kind of broke it. Now we're back down. So it's like, what's the story, morning glory? What's happening? What's happening? Not sure. We didn't break the skinny pink line convincingly. We actually broke it here, but we came back down. So it's like, what's the story? What's the story? Right. Could we slowly be crawling our way down? Maybe we get something like this, right? This whole thing could be an ABCDE in the making. Break higher. Maybe. Again, we're not sure how this looks like yet, right? This is still a mystery to us. So we need to wait for the wheels to do their thing before we can make a move, right? So yeah, that's data for you. Dogecoin against BTC. So for Dogecoin against BTC, yeah, we've been falling down a channel, but we're not exactly sure how much lower we're going to go. Again, just because we see things falling, right, doesn't mean we're going to get a target. We don't have any targets. And while the trend is still bearish, again, we respect the bearish trend. We remain buyers bearish, right? The moment we cross the skinny pink line, our bearish bias was flicked on, right? Excuse me. Again, we're still anticipating the possibility of this becoming a very big descending triangle, and Dogecoin could hit much lower. We're 277 right now. There's a possibility we could hit towards double digits, right? If we get a very big descending triangle, then yeah, Dogecoin could be in trouble against BTC, right? Dogecoin against USDT. Yeah, again, well, we're not entirely sure over here, right? This is we have a very nice support over line over here, right? Just like XRP BTC, right? XRP BTC was, let's say, cut into half. It's spending time above, close to the resistance. You can feel that it has intention to break higher, right? But if you look at Dogecoin against USDT, it's spending time at the lower half of the chart pattern. And this is not what you want to see, because you feel that there's intention to break lower for Dogecoin. I wish I could tell you that Dogecoin is gonna start reversing from here, but doesn't feel like it to me. Not at this point of time. I mean, of course, if if the price rises, right, and we continue to consolidate above the half and close to the resistance, then yeah, sure, of course, we will flip bullish by then. Of course, we will be late. In terms of late by, I don't know, 64%, right? But we have confirmation because we know that this is already a mountain 1, right? This is already mountain 2, right? We could still drop down. We complete 3 mountains. This is a head and shoulders. We could hit much, much lower for Dogecoin. The danger is still present for Dogecoin. So yeah, we're being very, very careful. Very, very careful because things could still go very, very wrong for Dogecoin towards the downside. So yeah, there you go. MATIC against BTC. So MATIC against BTC, we still have our target over here, 2650. We got this target way back on the 20th of March, 2023. It's already May. So it's more than 1 month. Yes, almost. We're heading towards 2 months for MATIC BTC. Previously, you were like, hey, MATIC over here, right? Is this a double valley break? We could be heading, yeah, but no. See, you could feel that things are heading lower, right? You could feel the weakness as it comes lower. Every time we rally, we get pulled down. We rally, we get pulled down again. So you could feel that there's actually selling pressure pulling the price lower for MATIC BTC. So eventually, yeah, we cross the skinny pink line. The moment we cross the skinny pink line, that's it. We switch bias towards the bearish side of things. The hope that we have for MATIC is that we consolidate here, right? For the better part of several months, for the better part of 1 year if possible, until the next Bitcoin halving, all we do is go sideways, right? We do ping pong here and there, right? Ping pong, this is great. Then by the time the next Bitcoin halving rolls around in 2024, we could be breaking higher, right? We could be accumulating at these levels. This would be the best thing that could happen for MATIC, but we're not too sure because we don't have any clear again, we're not exactly sure what's happening over here. All we know is that there's a target over here at 2650. More likely than not, we're going to overachieve our targets and head lower. But how much lower? Are we going to see a bounce back up, or are we going to just slice through? Again, we're not entirely sure, right? We have to take things one step at a time for MATIC BTC. MATIC USDT, same thing as well, right? We're very close to the skinny pink line, right? We could just bounce out from here. Pew! This would be great though. It'd be a bullish sign. But we're not entirely sure, MATIC could, again, complete a head and shoulders over here. We could head lower, right? And this whole thing could be a big descending triangle, big one, right? Mountain 1, Mountain 2, Mountain 3. Pew! We head towards, I don't know, 2 cents. Yeah, that's a possibility, right? But if we put on our bullish lenses, right, when we look at things from a bullish perspective, yeah, if we continue slowly crawling our way up, right, we could be completing a wave B, right? Sure, there could be a dip towards the downside for wave C, right? But we're expecting a consolidation, accumulation over here, and then we could be heading higher, right? Maybe $10 for MATIC if we do something like this, right? If we just ping pong around the resistance and support, just ping pong around this area, right? Yeah, right. Like what happened over here, right? All we need to do was just ping pong around here. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, boom! So ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, boom! we could be doing something like that. But again, we're going to have to wait and see how things go first, right? So hopefully, MATIC, the whales of MATIC play ping pong, and we just ping pong around this area, and yeah, that's it. We could be heading higher. But if we see bearish sharp patterns, we're going to be calling it towards the downside. So we're gonna have to wait and see how things go. All right, yeah, I guess that's it for my top 10 cryptocurrencies by Marketcap Technical Analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ta-ta!